One, na na na. Hey, oh, what a controversy. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, and not orders pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Called the worst words to my mother, father. They scared of my powers. Austin, yeah, baby. Started moving in silence, stayed off grid. Drove them crazy, now I resurface, cameras all on me. Fit the pieces to the puzzle, the visuals. If I might hit that, bitch, what to give a queen or don't acknowledge in. Past mistakes have affected many souls. God forgive all my sins, past, present, and future. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, sending out orders, pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Called the worst word to my mother, father. The life me a manifest, always been a part of me. Me not go both me soul, I found no apology. You disrespected, now I'm here to take every single thing. Your time is done, nowhere to run. Enough talk and that shit, them shall call that a gift I gave. Well respected in the streets, treated like a diplomat. Me raise the standards with my beats, pressure I check thermostat. The no school aristocrat, real badness we live for that. Traps, fast money, hard car. Bad gal will love fuck when things pop off. Cause as it lock off, them find a no wood for la chan. Not trust no nigga, pray the caption. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, sending out orders, pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Called the worst word to my mother, father. I tell you I got a vision. I said I got a vision, yeah. I tell you I got a vision. Me, I make sure live it out, yeah. You better know how to treat your girl. She a call me, talk to her softly. Panty wet up, she honey. And she a swami when she put it on me. I'll be a profile, a girl my up come round me. I'll be a profile, a girl my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love half the done, me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, a girl my up come round me. I'll be a profile, a girl my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love half the done. Y'all love off my style, love how my program, love how my wild. Me speak the truth, don't care about no guy, me not pop up, no ganja, Rastafari. Some man want war with the not take true, me take them can't take, ooh. Can't stop me, little boy, better know yourself. Brooks Coffee, better talk to your gal before you come at me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love off the done, me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. Hot stepper. Listen this, some man have to step in on my class. More action, less talk. Boy have to see me and hold them gal with caution. I can't talk me for extortion. Me have a life problem. Me have too much gal, me have to start to avoid them. And the worthless man them just mash up their mind, beat them and despise them. I be a profile, a gal my up, every gal me touch, let me have it talk. Me not even a brag, but some man understand. No forget gal through me humble, simple and mad. And me never let the right know the left. And always been confident, consistent with the plan. Plus me treat woman good, put on pedestal. All your love is the key, that's the only answer. I be a profile, a gal my up come round me. I be a profile, a gal my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love off the done me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love off the done me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love off the done me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. Hot stepper. Listen this. I don't want to cheat you, girl. She got call me. Talk to her softly. Yeah, want me. And she a swami. When she put it on me. When she put it on me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love half the done me are the one and only. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round me. I'll be a profile, I got my up come round. She take it off when she don't feel lonely. She love half the done. Yeah. She love half the done. 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 She love half the done.
Hey y'all, so we are here again for another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. You got me, your girl Samantha Lavelle, and we have the amazing, multifaceted artist, KONTRAVASY in the building.
Yo. What's going on?
What's going on?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed. How about yourself?
Same way, blessed and good living.
Love it. So we were just vibing out to your latest single, Trap, and then, Profile Reloaded, two very dope songs. You gotta let the audience know just the premises of both. Two amazing joints.
Yo, man, I'm just out here. I'm Bronx born, so I was born in the Bronx and my parents are Jamaican, So it's just like, I'm getting the best of both worlds. Like earlier, you heard me and my mom was talking for a little bit. And it's just like, once I step out of the house, I'm New York, but I'm still home. I have the culture like rooted. So it's just, I'm just mixing it up and just doing what I'm doing because, it sounds good.
Yes. It definitely does. And there's definitely like a message in Trap from what I've heard. I've definitely been rocking with that. What's the message to the audience who may not know?
Well, the message in Trap is just like basically saying like you're growing up, you're evolving. You done been through certain things in life. I mean, everything is a cycle. So it's like I was talking from I'm from a boy growing up on these streets, being raised on the streets, been through the ups and downs of the hustle and bustle, and just now growing up into me and just really knowing my purpose and like sticking to the purpose. I mean, just showing like, yo, we're bigger than the streets.
I love that message.
Yeah, we're bigger than the streets, and a lot of guys and boys, we get trapped up in the streets. So it's just like, yo, let's get up out the trap because there's more to life than just out here just hustling and literally being in the trap. We grew and seen this, but if you look at the cycles, a lot of people are dead or in jail. Some people are still alive, but you really can't do nothing.
Right.
So I'm showing them a different route than just being on the streets.
I love that. I love that message. It's a message that so many people need to hear, especially the youth growing up. They need that message.
And you just want to tap into their language barriers too, so they could get it more.
Definitely, for sure. And then see, Profile Reloaded. See, I got to cheat ahead a little bit. That's been featured in some short films as well. Now, was that the plan for Profile to kind of be a part of those films? Like, did it have any references towards those?
Yeah, me and my friend Jason Blackwater, we came up together and we came up with a treatment. He was like, yo, bro, let's find a different way of how to market your songs. Let's put them in some music and put them in some films and make it the soundtrack for the films. And then we came together, put the script together, and he's out in LA. I'm in the Bronx. Me and him went to elementary school together. And when he proposes to me, I said, let's do this. I rented the Airbnb. He went, did the work. He scouted the actors because he's big out there too.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he just did what he did. He did the magic. He did the
Wow.
magic. He did the magic, and we just did 2 episodes because, as you can hear in the first one, there was a different song, which was the profile original, and
Mm-hmm.
then the second one was the reloaded version with the different rhythm, and we kept it the same, but we made sure for the second episode we just flipped it up, a little flip it up like a plot twist.
Right. Oh, but there's definitely some plot twists in both of those films, from what I've seen. Like when we were talking like off screen, any film that you've had music in or what I've seen you act in, it has kind of that kind of modern Alfred Hitchcock type vibe because there's a lesson, there's a plot twist, there's karma, there's so much going on with that.
hmm I really want everything that I do have a message, and I want people to learn from the music and the things that I'm saying. That's what I grew up and listened to when I was growing up. So it's
Hmm.
like I can do it now because it's not really being done like that in a swaggy way.
Hmm.
So I'm just making it swaggy so people could get it, and not just say anything on beats.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
words, I'm looking at it like words manifest. So
Definitely.
the universe don't know songs, but it know words. So if I'm saying something in these songs to make people manifest these words, let's do it.
I feel that. I feel that. So we got to go back to where it all started, like, you growing up, controversy becoming, your name, finding your voice. How did that begin for you?
Um, I could say church, but I
Mhm.
wasn't really vocal in church like that. They always take me like as the bass singer. I used to play the drums, but like the voice was always like a bass, so they always like in like some type of Barry White. That's why people always say Barry White. I'm like, I hear you, but I'm gonna just respect to the legends. But
Yeah.
I wasn't in too much in tune with my voice like that. I was just doing it because I was in church and I'm participating. And I remember one day I was singing a Life Jennings song to the video on BT, and my uncle was like, "I'm gonna send you the vocal lessons."
Mm.
We didn't get to do it. Rest in peace. But I always remember that. And one day I was in a backyard, and I'm not gonna lie, I was high, and I'm looking at this. They always did this one tree. I call it the tree of life,
Mhm.
and the trees is just moving, and there was a beat playing, and I was just freestyling. And my friends was like, "Yo, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up." And I'm like, I don't even remember what I said. What you want me to do it over, but I don't remember. So I'm like, dang. And then they was like, yo, go in the studio and just try it out and see what
Mhm.
happens. And I went in the studio and I made a song called Wind Your Waist. Me and my friend, we put together the song and we did that. We put together Wind Your Waist and it came out good. The girls was loving it. Everybody's dancing. You can't complain. It's a vibe.
Wow. It is a vibe. Yep, I've seen it. I've seen that one too. I've definitely I've definitely have, tapped in. So would you say because and you also do songwriting as well. You're not just
hmm
singing. I mean, do you write all of your music?
Yeah, I write all of my music and I even go out and look for help to see if to broaden the thought process and work with others as well. It hasn't been too. I don't know. Some people because some people like guns too much, and some
Mhm.
people like to be too freaky. And I'm not into the songs being too slack, and I don't want to talk about guns. You feel me? If you're not aiming those guns at the right people, there's no reason to be talking about guns. If you're not talking about guns in like in a defensive way, instead of just shooting each other, I don't really want to talk about that, and I don't
Right.
want to talk about like the too raunchy sex, too like. I'm not saying like don't talk about sex, but I'm just saying like I don't want to be too explicit, too
Mhm.
raw. So that's just been me and the back and forth with me and a couple of the writers that I wanted to work with because I'm like, yo, even though I'm saying dancehall and reggae, I grew up hearing them talk about these things in different forms. Use your vocabulary. So that's why I always push the writers to use their vocabulary. and they just want to be raw with it. I'm like, if you don't want to exercise your vocabulary, I'm sorry, because I actually be looking up words too when I'm putting the words together, going to the thesaurus, going to the dictionary, and really making sure I sew and say the right things. And that's just been with the songwriting part, and I just been doing my part. I'm just doing my thing.
Doing your thing. I
I'm just
love
doing my
it.
thing.
I love it. And you're being, you're being yourself too. You're not conforming. So I
Mhm.
really appreciate that. And you're giving us some, class and positivity on top of that.
Mhm. That's the thing, is to raise the standard.
Definitely, definitely raising it. And I see, we got to point out your shirt. You got Kontravasy Entertainment. Is that like your own entertainment company you got going on, or?
Yeah, it started in 2020, even though I've been repping it before 2020,
Uh-huh.
but I've been just manifesting it to make sure it come to life. And I wear these shirts for like 6 years straight.
Wow.
Keep
I,
going every day, every
I,
day.
wow. I love the logo too. That's a dope logo. Where'd you
Thank
come
you.
up with that?
Shout out to Muggsy McFly.
Hmm.
There's this rag in my that I've been using forever, and it's almost like this. I think it was a U.S. Open rag from like 1999, and the logo, it wasn't exactly like this, but it was in a circular motion. And I'm like, you know what? I want to put that in there with the line, but I want the 5 points to be sticking out. And I went to Muggsy McFly. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Signed by McFly.
Hmm.
Um, he's a designer. I asked him to make the logo, and he came up with three. And he said, and then when I looked at it, this was the perfect one. It fit exactly what I wanted. We made it happen.
It's
But
perfect. It's perfect.
hmm
It's eye catching too. So
hmm
and it fits, what you're representing as well.
thank God.
He said, "Thank God, thank God." I like it better, right? And what is the meaning behind your name? Because that's a very catchy name too.
So you have controversy and then there's
Hmm.
controversy.
Hmm.
So I had to switch it up. It's an oxymoron to controversy. So when you hear when you hear controversy, you hear a whole bunch of bad things happening, or this breaking news. Well, when you hear controversy, it's breaking news in a positive light. So
Love
breaking
it.
news, we just did this. Breaking news, this person just did this, and I'm just doing things in more of a positive way. The things that I'm saying is a more positive way. It might be a little harsh, but it's positive.
Hmm.
And especially in these days, I think we need to be harsh with the truth. So
Hmm.
I lost a lot of friends being harsh with the truth, and I don't care. So it's just being harsh with the truth, but yet still being empathetic and compassionate.
Amen to that. Amen.
Yeah.
Sometimes, keeping it real, you may lose friends, and maybe they weren't really the realest friends, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
And my name came from a CSA group where we created when we was in college, a Caribbean Student Association, and I kept hearing controversy in the news. When you hear in the news in Jamaica, there's always a controversy because somebody's always dying and getting shot. Something's going on,
Hmm.
and I picked it up, and I'm like, you know what? Because we were like the public defend. Me and my friend Tommy, we were like the public defenders of all the students. We were like the oldest two in the school with the younger generations, and like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on where the school wasn't allowing us to put events together, and the school was just doing as they feel. And we were like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Like they could get rolled on, but we're not. So we spoke up for everyone, and that's where the name controversy came about. Because it's just like I speak the truth, and it's just like it's rattling the people in the school, and it's like, yo, all right, oh nah, let's march with him. I got three teachers fired.
You got three teachers fired?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. How did that happen? Was it just they were just doing things that just weren't,
Um.
right for the students?
Yeah. They basically was. I would say that one, for instance, one teacher was just not teaching the work where we understood it.
Hmm.
And it's like when we asked, it's like the whole class didn't understand. So it's like, can you teach it in a different way for the whole class to understand? And she was refusing to even do that. And it's a private college, and it's just like, hey, we're paying even more money than the normal. So it's just like, you don't want to do that? All right. So me and my friend walked in there and they turned us back. Like they didn't believe us. They act like they didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we went back into class, wrote a note, passed it on. The whole class got up and left. Went to the dean's office. That teacher was gone by the next class. After that, the president of the school was just like, can you please not do it like that again? Like if you
Mm-hmm.
have any issues with any teacher, can you come to us direct and we'll handle the situation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like, hey, you showed me to the side before.
Right.
I'm Now I'm gonna show you what power in numbers is. And that was the first time I actually seen what power in numbers do. And I'm like, whoa. And then they labeled me as a community leader. So I even dropped out of school and they needed me because I got the students engaged. So then they gave me a full scholarship for my bachelor's, and we made it happen. And the
Mm.
two other teachers violated, got them out of here.
Amazing, amazing. I respect that because you took action. You know what I'm saying? You took
Yeah.
action instead of just talking about it. I respect that.
hmm It's scary being a leader like that.
Yeah, it is. It has to be. Especially I'm sure you had a lot of people probably, trying to come to you for guidance. Like, okay, what do we do next? What do we do next?
Till this day, till
Wow.
this day.
And you've spoken about that even like I kind of seen like posters kind of speaking, about people kind of coming together, sticking up for themselves and things like that. Is that
hmm
something that, something, just with everything that's going on that you feel like we all should be doing more of, like supporting each other?
Yeah, I've been preaching this even before that. I've been preaching this since I was a teenager. It was like I was always the one that was different from the others, and it was clear as day. Everybody's seen it. It was clear as day. So it was just like you see everything that's going on in front of you, and like your eyes is wide open to what's going on in front of you, and it's just like, yo, there's no sugarcoating, and it's like the only reason why they're winning is because we're dependent on them, and we're not trusting to work with each other, and it really don't even take that much for us to actually have what we want. We probably just need 7 people just to even own a building on one credit score. You know,
Wow.
it's like a lot of things that's been circulating, and when I attempted to put these things together with people, it's like everybody wants to be the leader, and
Hmm.
I don't put even though I'm leading it out, I don't want to be in the leader position because it's a we movement. It's not a me movement. It's a we movement. So I don't want to tell you. I don't want to put you in a position where you're not comfortable. I want you to put yourself in a position where you're comfortable and you're comfortable doing. But some people like to rush the process because the egos. I could round people up, but I can't control people's ego.
Right.
So other guys have egos, and I remember a guy took the crowd that I had because he's like, "Oh, this is not organized," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm just feeling out where people's minds are. You can't just pick up everybody, and you don't know what their motive is on who is what, and just give them a position. You see a lot of great people get compromised this way, and
Right.
so I just sat back and I'm like, you know what? Next following week, I see the guy running up all my people. I say, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. I just stick with the few that's with me, and we move together. And that's what I did. I'm not here to force nobody to do nothing. I'm doing my part by speaking my truth, pushing who I could push, whoever like catches it, whoever don't, and I just keep living my life.
Amen. I love
Yeah,
that. I love that. I wish more people were, had that mentality. I really do.
yeah. A lot of people don't see it, but when they do see it, it's like it's hard for them to just take on to it 100% because they're not around it fully 100.
Hmm.
It takes usually for someone to get tired of everything that's going on around them, especially for a guy. I know women. I see. I'm not in a woman's body, so I can't tell you about a woman.
Hmm.
It gets to a point where you get tired of certain things that's in your face, and you have to spend that time alone. and then you start. Life is gonna come to you as you seek.
True. Very
So
true.
you have to let people grow themselves. That's the same thing with my nephew. I told my nephew certain things as he was growing, like as I was learning,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen him go back to like my mom and go back to my sister and tell them what I told him, and then they cursing me out because I'm telling them some stuff. I'm telling them some stuff that's like enlightening, but it took till like maybe recently I spoke to my nephew as he getting like he's 20 now, and he's like, yo, they starting up like, yo, my mom and him, my sister's treating him like how they treated me, and I'm like, and I started like, and then I'm like, all right, so you're here now, so
Mm-hmm.
let me put you on to certain things, and I don't want you to pay attention to what they're trying to push on you, but I want you to more believe in you and what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and really, because they're not gonna understand you. Yeah, it's like a guy and a guy, and it took for him to go to school in Harlem to really understand what the hell is going on and see life. And then everything that I was telling him from before, he sees. So he's like, "Yo, Unc, we gotta hang out more." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I smoked with him, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm
Uh-huh.
smoking with my nephew." It's crazy.
That's got to be kind of a strange moment, but at the
No,
same
it was
time, it's
cool.
you. Yeah, like a cool, strange moment. Because at least it's you, and he's got somebody to look up to.
Yeah, and the people that he's around too, like the elders, I'm glad like he's seeking what he's seeking, and he's around the people that's actually giving him the proper knowledge and the guidance. So I'm proud to see where he's going.
I love that. I love that. And you know, and you were saying earlier, you've kind of been almost taking a leadership role since you were a teenager, which
Mm.
I mean, for teenagers, you know, it's rough for them. They're still trying to learn and figure out life. Like as a teenager, like what got you to that leadership, I don't know, mentality? Because that's a lot.
You know what it is? Is seeing a lot of leaders that I looked up to, like in my family, that like pass away.
Hmm.
So it's just like you seen your core people would pass away, and then and then you start paying attention to what they stood for, and then you hold on to their core values because you don't really see their core values out here. You know, I think like as you can see it now, like they're watering down values, they're watering down morals. I hold on to them. Like even my aunt just passed away. I'm looking at everything she done and everything that like I see her. If the family something is wrong with a family member, she holds it down. If a family's member is homeless, she hold it down. Like anybody go to the hospitals, we're there, the whole fam. And I'm like, yo, we have to hold down these values to each one teach one, each one push one, you know, make sure we elevate. So that's always just been my motto from learning from them
Hmm.
and not really watching the little problems that go on within the family. Just remember that they're still family, even though they be doing whatever they do sometimes to irk you and you make you not want to talk to them.
Right.
They're still even some you still have to stay away from.
Yeah.
But it's just still knowing that all right, push come to stuff is still family. So I hold on to those values and I like everybody I come across, I push those values inside of them too. Everyone, every single person I come across, I push the values in them, regardless of what I'm saying or doing. I usually let the actions speak out. But yeah.
I love that. That's inspiring. You're definitely gonna, you know, grab a lot of people with that in a good way because Lord knows
Hmm.
we need it. We need that.
We do. I just want strength around me, you know? I know
Hmm.
God got me, the ancestors got me, but like I really want to see the people beside me, not even behind me, just beside me. Like I want more to say. I have more to say. There's a lot of things on my mind, even just verbally for me to say.
Hmm.
But I don't want to be the one that's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice for you.
Right.
And they don't care.
Right.
And that's it's like the attention span is low. So it's like whatever I'm saying it gotta hit. And I don't want it to hit you just for this moment. I want it to hit like how Bob Marley words hit you.
Hmm.
Yeah. These songs that I'm even singing now, they're cool. I love them, you know? It's an expression, but I feel like I even could go even harder. But I just know whatever I'm saying, I need people beside me, but that have the strength too, because I know there's more than me just feeling what I'm feeling.
Right. Amen to that. Amen to
Mm-hmm.
that. There's strength in numbers, and just having, like you said, reach one, teach one, bringing
Mm-hmm.
the community together and
Mm-hmm.
stuff too, which is great. I mean, I even saw you before we went on the live, you kind of talking with, the children in the community, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and, not everybody has that like we did back in the day. So that was great.
Yeah, I'm learning from it's the greats that showed me. So I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
they showed me I'm supposed to pass that down. I take that social responsibility. Is something that I feel like a lot more people should do. Whoever's not doing, I don't really care who's doing it or not. Like, I know a guy that's doing a chess program. I go there when I can go there. If I know I'm giving out food, I'll go there too. I got 7 god kids, and like even and I'm recording a 7-year-old right now.
Wow.
I'm doing a feature with a 7-year-old, and he said he wants to be. I met him at the pantry. I seen him meditating, Amari. I seen him meditating. I'm like, look at this kid over here meditating. Look at that.
7?
That's 7.
What? Wow.
So I'm like, I took on to him, man. And I've just been rocking with him. I've been teaching him how to write, just showing him the ins and outs and certain things that he's even saying to me. He's like, if we're listening to these songs on YouTube and use these YouTube beats, isn't that stealing? I'm like, you know your thing. Like, okay, okay.
Wow. Wow.
It's cool, and working with the younger generations is actually, and working with the kids is actually better than working with adults, to be honest. 'Cause, ugh.
I know. Adults are sometimes a little bit more opinionated and stubborn, I think.
They are. Kids are. You'd be surprised what kids say these days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these are adults more is too much of the ego. You see, I let go of my ego. I know I have ego somewhere in me. I let go of my ego a lot because it's like it's not even needed. It's just too much things going on. It's like people just weaponize your ego.
Hmm.
I'm saying that, and I'm learning that I can weaponize my ego. I know when to use it, and I know when to shut it off. I use my ego if I'm on stage. I come off the stage, I don't need to use my ego unless it's like I don't really need to use my ego because I'm not gonna be defensive on nothing because I don't even want to get into anything to where
Right.
me and you's gonna be going too much of the back and forth. That's why I don't. That's why I keep my mouth shut now more these days. Because everybody's triggered,
Hmm.
and I don't want to trigger nobody because you never know what a person experiences is, and I'm very smart, and I trigger a lot of people with the things that I say. So that's why I'm like, yo, I just need to make sure I have people beside me when I'm triggering people because I have a lot to say that's really annoying. I know a lot of people are annoyed right now, and I'm very annoyed. And a lot of people are suppressing a lot of feelings right now, and it's like the suppression is making people go into just living to a day-to-day life right after like they're not supposed to release, and it's very annoying to see how everything is moving forward and is not, and nobody's really releasing it, and they're talking about mental health, but they
Hmm.
don't really care about mental health.
Right.
It's a lot. Look at these school shootings and all of this stuff. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's ridiculous, and nothing's being done. Just continues.
It just continues, and it just. That's why I'm like, yo, I want to say something, but then I'm looking at it like, what am I gonna say? There's nothing to say, because I'm gonna waste my breath and say something inspiring, yeah. But what are the actions that's gonna be done? I seen people do things with the
Hmm.
George Floyd situation, and I'm like, you seen people sending on petitions left and right on the Instagrams. Everybody's doing. I'm like, yo, this stuff is. Why people? You have the strength. Then why you don't continue with that? That was cool. It was influential,
Right.
but it was just. I felt like it was just all media driven. I
Hmm.
think it. I don't think that. I think that all was just manufactured. Now I'm looking at everything.
Hmm. Yeah, it's sad. It's kind of funny how you say about not saying anything because I even, I kind of posted about it yesterday, but I said I don't really have much to say because I feel like I'm just going to sound like a broken record.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't even count the amount of shootings there's been now. I've just lost count. We're at that point.
It's just happening. So it's just like, what you want me to say? I could talk to them. Oh, let's unite. But who was really stepping? I'ma still say it
Hmm.
because you're gonna always capture the ones and twos that's really about this life. But I would like to build something that's forever. That's gonna go. I want to build with families. It's beyond music,
Yes.
but we can create music and we can create film and we can create art through what we're through all of this
Hmm.
and make and give people the visual of something different. So that's where it's at. Instead, we know everything, but let's twist it now to where we could show and people actually get it instead of keep speaking. I think the speaking is like a broken record, like you said.
Yeah. Right. Can't. There's only so much talking you can do, and like you
Hmm.
said, action at this point's and definitely important. I mean, what do you think can do? Do you think us coming together, stepping up, doing these actions, you think that's going to be more effective?
I I believe we just need to group up people. I
Mhm.
think it's more of who's about this life already. You know who's at least interested to. You get them together and rally up, and you start small. I'm involved with the pantries. I'm involved with getting food out in the communities. I'm involved in the little chess programs and stuff like that. I make sure I put myself in the positions to be involved, and whoever I can round out of them, I just move with them. I, I I can only do what I can do. Like I said before,
Mhm.
you can't force. Even I will say I will invite a whole bunch of people and maybe one come out, if that. So it's really I look
Okay.
at it like if this is my mission, this is my mission. Who's here is here, and a lot of great women are behind me or beside me, and I have a lot of great men beside me too.
Mhm.
But they come at because of life, how life moves. They come at in different moments.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, yo, let me get this thing where it need to go, and I'm gonna make sure they quit their jobs, and so we could push the right way, because I'm around too many people that have a lot of influence, and all they really need is everybody need money.
Yeah. You're right. Oh, yeah.
So once I have them secure with their money, I'm sure that their headspace will be clear to actually focus on their purpose, because everybody have a purpose. It's just we have to live.
Right.
And then, do you really want to live here? I,
Mhm.
I just paid $3 for a mango.
Mm.
When I'm living in Jamaica, I'm sorry to say, it's just falling off the trees.
Yeah.
The
Just
same
yeah.
$3. He said $6, $7 for a Julie mango for
Wow.
one.
Wow.
I'm like, what? These just falling off the tree. I be sitting at the window on the balcony, like, all right, is this one gonna drop? Which one's gonna drop? And then run downstairs for one. And I'm like, I need to go back to Jamaica because I'm here just to work. To be honest, I'm
Mhm.
just in America to work at this point. I
Mhm.
left. I got my citizenship out there. I got a dual citizenship. I started my little stuff in the backyard with my family house, and I'm making sure I'm intertwined. I'm in the industry out there, and I'm in the industry here. So
Mhm.
I'm just pushing a fusion to introduce back the dancehall and the reggae back together. That's where you get the trap. That's how trap even came together. Like
Yes.
I want to fuse the different genres back together because I feel like reggae music is a super genre, and it's been
Yes.
robbed of billions of dollars, and it created a lot of genres through reggae music, and I think it's time for its return and
Yes.
to get its due so we can get to the help to the people.
I agree. I love it. I love reggae music. I love a lot of the messages that are part of it. Like aside from, we did mention the late great Bob Marley, but what other, artists influenced you? Reggae artists,
Oh,
dance hall.
you got Sizzler, you got the Capletons, you have Assassins. Well, his name is Agent Sasko now. The Busy Signals. The Vibes Cartel. Oh my God. What Vibes Cartel would say. That's the thing I would say when I'm looking for another rhyme. The Popcorns, the LL Cool J's, the Jay Z's, the Ludacris, Ti, Nas. Um, I even like my friends. Denzel Porter,
Mm-hmm.
Nico. Nico's stuff is going viral now. I'm like, look at this. These are my friends. Um, Rockstar. You got the Rasais. You have the Bounty Killers. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm influenced by great people
Mm-hmm.
that's actually just leading, like, the impacting people.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. Keeping our culture going. We could definitely use some more of that authentic reggae for because it's been a while. It's you know what I'm saying? It's been a
Mm-hmm.
while.
It's been a while and they
Mhm.
asking for it. And me pushing the music in the hip hop space so far has been very rewarding because people actually they love the music. And people in the reggae space and dancehall space, they're funny with it because there's a new generation and they're really into the violence. They're not into the violence, but they're into the violent music. So it's just
Mhm.
like, and the freaky music, and it's just like, come on. It's like it's a really a harder fight, but my songs always stick out. So it is it's really a fight. But in the hip hop space, there's no type of I do me. So I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
let me stay in this pocket right here and push what I'm pushing because people are gravitating to it and people want.
Mhm.
I've been doing features. If you ever heard a song called Motion with DJ
Mhm.
Miracle and Sylvia Rain. Sylvia Rain sound like she's J
Yeah.
Lo,
Yeah.
and it's working. So I'm just
Mhm.
sticking to my pocket and just moving forward.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell you've been doing a lot of networking. I mean, I myself, I met you through Clubhouse of all
Hmm.
places. So a great, wonderful networking there. Is that how you met? Did you meet like a few others or features through
Hmm.
Clubhouse?
Yeah, that's how I ended up going back to Jamaica for the second time. The second time made me move there, and I'm like, all right. That's how I met all my idols. I met all my idols growing up there.
Mhm.
Like I said, the Sizzlers, the Capletons, the Lucianos, the Bounty Killers. I got the Johnny Wonders. Oh man. And all I did was pull out my camera one time and took a
Uh-huh.
picture. And I took a picture of SZA and his latest album. His picture is a picture that I took for his album cover.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, I grew up listening to this man every day. And I'm taking pictures and videos for him. It's retarded. And I'm like, I don't even know how to work the camera, but it's working.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Where
Wow. That's gotta feel good.
it's amazing. I feel like God is just passing me the torch. And it's just like, yo, it don't matter the circumstances or the situations that's going on, as long as you keep pushing, I'm gonna keep rewarding you. If you sticking to your mission, I'm gonna keep rewarding you. And I've been taking some risks.
Yeah, it's sometimes you got to. You got to.
Yeah. And every time when it felt like it was about to, like, something was gonna like go to rock bottom, God just say, here you go. Here you go. And he comes to the rescue. And I'm like, yo,
Wow. Mhm.
good.
It means you're doing the right things. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You're doing the right things. So
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. Um, I shoot. I'm even wanting to see like a live show of yours because I know that's some dope energy with that.
My performance been stepping up. I love it. I love it.
Hmm.
It's been especially with the live band. Shout out to Voice Out. Shout out to Damien. Shout out to J Tex. Man, working with them and Ben Chin. Shout out to him too. Ever since I've been working with the live bands, that was like a good I would say artist development for me.
Hmm.
And at first, I wasn't in key, and like you could feel when you're not in key. And after a while, it's just you could hear it's like something switch off in your brain, I guess, and then it just starts sounding good. But then now, after a while, been performing with more bookings with Scott Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did 25 or 26 shows in a month in the span of a month and a half,
Wow.
and like performing every night. I was doing 2 shows a night, 1 show a night, 2 shows a night for
Mm-hmm.
every day, back to back. And I will meet these artists, and they keep saying I'm dope, and I'm like, nah, you dope. And I'm like, yo, you teach me how to do certain things, like and like going through the crowd, like doing more crowd participation.
Mm-hmm.
Like every night, I would take a piece of what I'm learning and seeing what they're doing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see what's going on. And I already could sing, so I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
let me go in the crowd now and get
Yeah.
engaged. And I did a backyard party, and a girl started dancing on me while I'm performing the other night. I'm like, okay.
She was activated. There you go.
What? I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it worked. I'm like, yo, to remember the words, don't get flustered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and you gotta keep up the dance too, because you can't mess up the dance,
Right.
because you got everybody pulling out their cameras now. I'm like, all right, I'm usually not a dancer, so that night I drank some Tiger Bone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm dancing tonight, and it was a good vibe. But I love like every performance is showing me something new within myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the growth in the performance arena. So it's just now like just keep pushing out some more music with content. And so when I give y'all the performances, I like to give y'all the performances where you leave and you feel good.
Wow. I love that. That's, like City the Great says, pure energy, King. Exactly. That's what it's about. Pure energy.
Word. And that's that. We just want to bring the vibes back, and eventually bring in some other artists too.
Mm-hmm.
Then groom them up, make sure they're doing the song. I like going to these showcases. A lot of people sing to their tracks, like it's karaoke.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, we're not doing karaoke music. If you don't have your performance track, it's over. You're not singing. So I have a stage out here in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
My brother-in-law have a spot called Strawberry Events, where now I'm gonna start doing showcases out here, helping raise up the dancehall and hip hop community, mostly dancehall because it's a
Nice.
Jamaican community,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be like a gauntlet. You know, you can. Since I'm working with more bookings, I'm in a position where I could be the headliner, and I bring artists with me, and we introduce back the dancehall reggae to the hip hop space, and we work from there, being the hub from the Bronx. There's a lot of Bronx artists. Where I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
I'm nice. I know there's way more out here. I feel
Yeah.
like out here has a untapped, and Capella Gray's from out here too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Capella Gray, Hood Celebrity, Cranium, um, Dexter Daps. This side is a hub.
Yes.
It just needs to be shown. So I said I want to do my part since everybody's playing for self, and I'm for we, they for self. So I'm gonna show them what we gonna do.
I love that.
Hmm.
See, that's what I've been saying. When people come together, man, they win. I've been saying this.
Hmm. I'm I can't force them either, so I'm not
Right.
forcing them. So like that's why I continue to do my part, and I work with who works with me, and I work with, like, we collaborate,
Mm-hmm.
and we just move it like that. I don't have no time to waste it on people if they're not here. I'm not here. I'm not even here to save my community either. I'm here to build those who wants to learn and who wants to build. So I'm I'm here. I'm
I
here.
love that. I love it. It's like you're moving, you're having fun, but you're also taking it serious too, which is
Hmm.
wonderful too.
Hmm. I don't have a job no more. So this is my job. I started my business, Controversy Entertainment. I believe in it 100%, infinity%. I believe in myself infinity%. So it's just, for me, I keep telling myself stop focusing on other work, even though I need to. I need to work, but I'm like, if I focus on my business and my brand even more, it will work. It will work. And I'm just like, all right, just go full force, bro.
With everything. So,
Everything.
wow. So see, we got to promote that then, Controversy Entertainment. So just kind of break down everything that's coming from Controversy Entertainment.
We're looking for more. Well, you look out for more music. Look out for more
Mhm.
content. Look out for more touring. Look out for me on your TV screens. Look out for all
Mhm.
my friends on the TV screens. Look out for these showcases. Just look out for me with the camera, even taking pictures of you, because
Yeah.
it's not all about me. Just look out for me, because I'm everywhere, and you'll be surprised how you're gonna see my face, and you're gonna be like, how he got there? How you end up on this track now? How is he in this movie? How is he on this runway? Yeah, we're everywhere. How you got on his branded clothes? We're everywhere. How you eating my seasoning?
I
I'm in your
love it.
food. So yeah,
Wow. I told y'all, multifaceted right here, self proclaimed. And it's true because you're doing literally everything from what I've seen.
yeah. We even on the radio stations too. If you want to, I do radio personality as well.
Dang, man.
12, tune in 12 a.m. at 93.5 for What's Up Radio. We are live at 12 a.m. And then we have the Fan Jacker Radio on 89.9 WRT in Madison, Wisconsin. We is a pre-recorded show that's Saturdays at 3 a.m. We're working. We're working.
You are working. I'm like, I feel you. I do the same thing, and this probably gonna be a stupid question because I don't even know how to answer the question myself when people ask me. But like, where do you find the balance with all of this? Because you do a lot, my brother.
I don't have a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's it's not easy.
Mhm.
It's not. But when you have a lot of time on your hands, you could actually control what you do. You know, and I've been blessed to be in a place to where I could control what I do through my talent. And believe it, you when you're doing things like this, you get criticized a lot because people think that you're not doing anything with yourself, and you don't even know, like, if you want to be an artist these days because of how the internet ruined a lot of things.
Mhm.
You really have to be everything. You really have to know a lot. You have to get yourself dirty, and the music put me in these spaces. Wind Your Waist made me become a radio personality, and because of Wind Your Waist, it opened the door for me to be to work with a chef with Cooking with Love, and do the videos behind that.
Mhm.
The music is opening the doors, and my camera is opening the doors for me to meeting these people. So it's just like you have to learn these things. Call yourself an artist. What can you do besides? Because now that's what these labels. What can you do besides sing? They're
Mhm.
looking for numbers. Sometimes, for me, I can't force the numbers, but I could tell you I could bring other things to the table. I mean, and for me, I'm well rounded. As I do a lot of things, so it's like, what can you do for me? So
Mhm.
is me. At one point, I'm like, I don't do none of this no more. But now I'm understanding that it gives me leverage.
Mhm.
So I'm glad I have the leverage of knowing what to do. I could direct. I could put the music together. I could a little bit of engineering, but I still leave it to the professionals. Um, I could write scripts, write songs. I could do a little bit of the contracts with the music now. It took time, but it was worth
Mhm.
it. All of these things was worth it. And I even see some of my friends that's in the game too. They had to learn everything because you get people let you down in this thing. So
Yes.
and it's very expensive.
Yes.
very
Yes.
it's very expensive. So if you could cut off a cost in certain places, you have to be you have to be multifaceted.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just extremely talented, and I'm working with what God gave me, and I'm like, you know what? That's why I say you don't have to be on the streets. God gave a lot of us all these gifts, where we know a lot of us are just afraid to tap in. Tap into yourself, tap into your gift, tap into your power, move with it, trust your intuition. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are doing things they don't even want to do and actually have everything they need to move forward.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's just you fighting you because you keep depending on the that check. You depending
Mm-hmm.
on what you depending on that security, but you're afraid not to be secure. So what if everything's just shut off? You're not even prepared to be in that situation. So for me, I used to have everything and then I had nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to learn to maneuver with nothing. So right now, everything that's going on now is actually me getting off the ground because I'm still dragging. Everything is still dragging. There's a lot of things. there's so much going on. I'm just like I don't even know what's gonna happen, and I'm just like, you got music,
Mm-hmm.
and I just depended on them. I got it on a shoestring right now, and I'm just like, if something is gonna save me, it's gonna save the music. The music's gonna save me, and I'm waiting for those words to manifest. Save me, please.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's coming. It's all about the laws of attraction. You're working. I believe me. I feel you. It is not easy whatsoever. It's a struggle, but you just keep pushing and just
hmm
with everything that you're doing, you got to. What
hmm
else you gonna do? You can't sit and cry about it.
you can't. I've been crying too, but I've been crying and moving.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
like, even what's going on now, like, I had like 15 deaths over the span of a year and a half, and I'm finding out some of these deaths before my shows, and
Wow.
I'm crying before I perform. That's what's making all these journeys even more sweeter. Like everything is happening, and I'm just facing it while I'm pushing, and people are wondering how I'm doing it. Like really, like they see me tearing up before I perform, and then I'll go up there like nothing happened, wipe off my face, and it's very nerve wracking, but it have to happen because a lot of my childhood is going away. Like you seen everybody vanish,
Right.
so it's like
Hmm.
keep going because you don't even want to dwell in it too long, and then is another setback in life. So
Agreed. Agreed.
push. So yeah, and like I said, you can't keep suppressing. You feel your
Right.
emotions, release anywhere, release. Don't care about who's watching or anything like that. Release and still keep going forward because of how it's being suppressed. Just release, feel free. Don't care about nobody that's watching you,
Hmm.
and keep it moving. Majority of people are temporary anyway. They're not gonna see you tomorrow.
Amen.
Word.
Amen. It's true. I mean, well, first of all, I do want to give, my condolences, for all those losses
It's
that
like, man.
you've had. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to do that. And just, it's just wonderful of you just to, still push through all of that because that's not
Mm.
easy.
It's not. It's crazy. One of my friends just passed away last week Thursday, and then my auntie just got buried on Sunday,
Right.
Saturday.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so but it's just life. You have to
Hmm.
stay focused. Is with a life gone, there's a life born. So there's like give thanks for the memories, give thanks for the lessons, move forward, and put those lessons into good use.
Mm. Amen to that. Amen to
Mm-hmm.
that. That's wonderful advice for everybody. Who's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. I feel that. And so because with all these incredible things that you're doing, where can people tap into you? I mean, it's scrolling along, but you can
I'm,
feel
I'm
free to tell us.
You can find everything on YouTube so far. You can find
Uh-huh.
it on all streaming platforms. I'm working on getting everything more organized. It's just me you know. You can find everything on YouTube. Spotify, Tidal. I love Tidal.
Yeah.
Tidal.
Tidal is nice. Yeah.
Tidal's a beautiful place. Amazon
Mm-hmm.
Music,
Uh-huh.
Apple Music at Kontravasy. It's KONTRAVASY. Contra. Oh, it's on the screen. There you go.
I got you.
It's
And
on
look,
the
both
screen.
the IGs. People need to follow both
Both the IGs.
because your link tree is also on the Controversy page too.
Hmm.
So, you know.
So you know what I'm saying? The links is up there. You can follow it on. You can follow that everywhere. We're doing the work, and it's legal.
Yes.
And it's legal. I did my taxes for it, and
Yes.
we're staying legal, and we're pushing the right way. So it's just great to see that everything started and we're pushing it forward. And I'm glad to see that, you know, people like Samantha could come
Oh,
and we could meet in Clubhouse and we could get an interview. It's beautiful, because a lot of the people that I've met so far has been strangers, and it's love. It's all love. Like the energy is real. Like, yo, Samantha works. I just want people to really in case y'all don't know, like she works hard every day. Like she be working,
appreciate it.
networking hard. Like people need to see this and just know she is not wasting no time out here. She is pushing the culture forward, and she's out here doing the work. So I want people to make sure y'all appreciate everything she's out here doing. I mean,
Oh man, no, I appreciate it, but it's about just all of us coming together, pushing each other. I mean, you are you're in the Bronx. I'm going to say you definitely are more than welcome to come out July 23rd to Brooklyn. We've got our second annual classic hip hop and R&B cookout. It's a
where you're in
positive
Brooklyn?
vibe. Gershwin Linden Park is where it's going to be.
Where? I'm in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. All my shows is in Brooklyn.
Well, July 23rd, you should definitely come through. It'll be my whole team there. It's just a dope, positive vibe, preserving the culture. I really think you would enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling up. I have to put it in my calendar.
Yes, I definitely, invite you because that's what we need, just trying to bring people together, just have things be positive. You know what I'm saying? I think
Hmm.
we owe that to ourselves and the future generations. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and tap into the younger generations.
Yes. Yeah, so you gotta come through. I'm like, wait a minute, you in the Bronx? Well, no, you're gonna have to make that trip to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, that's a
and
simple one too.
yes, and make that happen for sure.
Hmm.
Got to. And I gotta get deep. People know the next question I'm gonna ask you, that's a deep question. You
Uh,
know, what legacy does Controversy want to leave behind?
uh, wow, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Um, I'm big on community. I just want people to just make sure they have the love in their heart, like genuinely have genuine love in their heart, and like knowing, like I said, knowing when to use their ego and more working with each other. Because I believe working with each other, there's more wealth that you could attain. I feel like instead of everybody wasting their money on these bottles and everything like that, and knowing that and congregating only when to go out, I feel like we could congregate more to build and to get this bread because we the power to everything. So
Hmm.
my my legacy, you're gonna see me with farmland. You're gonna see music to leave to think years later like Bob Marley. It's gonna be even bigger than Bob Marley. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I'm bigger. And to me personally, Bob
Hmm.
Marley's huge. That's
Hmm.
why I'm like, yeah, Bob Marley's Bob Marley. But I feel like before I give myself even that title, I got to start putting out the music to even say that, you know. But I feel like I want to look at somebody like at that stature. My legacy is gonna be bigger than that stature in a modern age. So you can say, yeah, this guy in real life was the greatest man alive. Don't compare me to no Christ, but you know, this man came out here and he really did for these neighborhoods. He really did for the youths. He really put on for the older people. He really should. He's really out here doing exactly what he's saying. Matter of fact, he's not even saying anything. He's just doing what he
Hmm.
what he told y'all he was gonna do. and my actions make them want to do it. You know, they say people aren't gonna do your actions until you die. Well, people are gonna be doing my actions while I'm alive, but then my actions is not gonna be done when I'm dead, and I'm gonna see people's actions done when I'm dead. No, my actions is gonna impact people while I'm alive, and they're gonna be making these moves while I'm alive, so I can see my impact while I'm alive, and even when I'm dead, the impact just get even larger because people was doing it while I'm alive. So that's the legacy I want to leave, and is each one teach one, building up the next person within any realm. So you know what I mean. If you diss a woman is a gunshot, no, I'm not saying that. But if you any raping of the any rape jungle justice, any raping of anything, any molestation or anything, we beating you up back community style.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go to the police station, but you're gonna go to the police station hurt.
Yeah.
So it's more of bringing those type of things back and bringing the discipline. The legacy is gonna be a lot of that, a lot of discipline, a lot of militancy. No guns. We're not shooting anybody. We're defending ourselves, but not shooting anybody. I don't believe in none. We're not busting no gun on no police or none of that. Nothing of that sort. But defense, family structures, wealth. Those are the things we're tapping into. Crypto and all those things. The digitals. I want to know. I want to leave a legacy of us always constantly evolving, like a
Well,
Pokemon.
yes. And because Pokemon are always moving, so there you go.
hmm So yeah, that's the legacy I want to leave behind. And you see me every, like I said, you're gonna see me in your screens. You're not gonna get tired of me. You're gonna keep loving it. I
Hmm.
might even get your kid to be in a show.
Hey, it's even better. Pass it on to
Yeah,
the youth.
that's the goal. Keep it
Definitely.
going.
Definitely. That's an incredible, definitely an incredible legacy, everybody. And people, telling y'all, you better tap into this brother. We are live now on YouTube. We're live on several Facebook pages. We're on CertifiedNationEntertainment.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitch. And this is going to go on the IG too when we're done as well.
Woo.
So we passing it on. We just passing the message on, just keeping this positivity going.
Thank you for having me.
No, it was truly a pleasure having you. I know we booked this a couple of months ago, and I'm glad we were able to just still have it going.
Boom, boom.
Boom,
Same
boom,
way.
boom.
It's the energy.
Definitely. Is there any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Shout out to God. Everybody else, they did. They know. Shout out to God right now. God just
Hmm.
working. God is making everything work. I mean, everybody else. Shout out to everybody else. Rest in peace to all the people that's fallen over and gone. But just give a shout out to God because God is working.
Amen. Amen to that. He's definitely working. Definitely, I want to give a big shout out to you for coming on. This was an incredible, it wasn't even an interview, it was a conversation, and inspired a lot of people. So I truly appreciate you for that.
Thank you for having me.
No, you're
Thank
more
you.
than welcome. No, it was a pleasure. And before we go, we got to let people hear that trap again. If they missed it in the beginning, they're going to hear it again. And everybody, please watch the replay because we started with trap and then we went into, the reloaded. I mean, we were just doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys definitely have to rewatch this on, any platform that you utilize. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely, this has been a wonderful episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. Shout out to you again.
Thank you.
Shout out to everybody that tapped in for sure. So do you want to introduce, Trap again before I, drop it for everybody?
Oh, this was a long awaited single. This song is right here. It's called Trap. It's the evolution of me. Is this song right here? This song is about to change a lot of lives out in these streets outside right now. This song right here is called Trap. Look out for the visuals coming soon.
Hey, look out for Trap. And so we're about to go and rock that trap. Thank you again, everybody. It's been activated. Much love.
Mm.
One, na na na. Hey, oh, what a controversy. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, sending out orders, pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Called the worst word to my mother, father. They scared of my powers. Austin, yeah, baby. Started moving in silence, stayed off grid. Drove them crazy. Now I resurface, cameras all on me. Fit the pieces to the puzzle, the visuals. When I might hit that, bitch, what to give a wiener? Don't acknowledging past mistakes have affected many souls. God forgive all my sins, past, present, and future. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, sending out orders, pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Call the worst word to my mother, father. The life me a manifest, always been about a baby. Now go both send me soul off, I have no apology. You disrespected, now I'm here to take every single thing. Your time is done, nowhere to run. Enough talk and that shit, them shot call that a gift a gab. Well respected in the streets, treated like a diplomat. Me raise the standards with my beats, pressure I check thermostat. The no school aristocrat, real badness we live for that. Traps, fast money, hard car. Bad gal will love fuck when things pop off. Cause as it lock off, them find a no wood for la chan. Not trust no nigga, pray the caption. I've been up on them blocks, counting up racks, sending out orders, pulling out of the trap. Cause the vision is bigger, the money is broad, I had to get two straps. Call one death, other than son, I'm thankful for the life that's given. Call the worst word to my mother, father. I tell you I got a vision. I said I got a vision, yeah. I tell you I got a vision. Me, I make sure live it out, yeah.